Tonight isn't about fixing your whole life. It's about turning one small knob and hearing the room change. I'm you, just a few steps ahead, with 10 letters from the future. Not grand declarations, but street-level directions. Start in 90 seconds. Borrow my confidence when your hands shake. Do it bad on purpose so excellence can catch up. We won't argue with fear. We'll out-practice it. One tiny action, one softer breath at a time. If doubt has made your voice go thin, stay with me. By the end, you won't be louder. You'll be steadier. Ready? Let's begin with the smallest story. 1. Start small. Start now. You're waiting for a cleaner version of yourself to arrive. Better rested, better read, better lit. A you who wakes fluent in courage, whose hands don't shake, and whose ideas step out already ironed. That version keeps texting, "I'm 5 minutes away," and never shows. Meanwhile, this minute stands on your doorstep like a loyal dog, tail thumping, begging to be used. Take it. Set a timer for 90 seconds so your nervous system knows there's an exit. Put both feet on the floor, like you're landing a small plane. Decide on the smallest visible move. It would be embarrassing to refuse. Name the file. Write the subject line. Lace the shoes. Put water in the kettle. Move the first book from the wrong pile to the right one. Call it a proof of life task. When you do it, you prove to the day that you exist. Momentum is vain. It only attends parties already in progress. You are the party. Begin. Fear will bargain immediately. It will suggest research, better stationery, a new app, a canonical playlist. Thank it for its enthusiasm and treat it like a toddler asking for a cookie before dinner. A sip of water, a pat on the head, and back to the chair. Keep your eyes on the timer. Write one ugly sentence that unlocks the next sentence. Clean later. Let the first line be a shovel, not a sculpture. You'll be tempted to grade the garden before the whole exists. Refuse. One shovelful is not a harvest. It's permission. Around the 50-second mark, melodrama arrives wearing authority's suit. You should probably quit your job, move to a cabin, build a new system, become a monk about this, smile at the theater of it, and lower the bar again. If the step feels like lifting a refrigerator, remove the drawers. If run is too big, shoes on is not. If outline is too big, 3 bullets with verbs is not. If call is too big, dial and hang up after 1 ring, just to teach your hand the motion, is not. You're not gaming the system. You're teaching it your pace. The brain respects what repeats. Make it repeatably easy. When the timer ends, you are contractually allowed to stop. Stand, stretch, drink water, look out a window. Most days you won't stop, because the hardest gate has already opened. Starting dissolves the superstition that you need a better you to begin. Beginning is the factory that manufactures the better you. On the days you do stop, leave a breadcrumb for tomorrow, a half-finished sentence, a highlighted question, a sticky note on the keyboard that says, "Next, the lemon light kitchen scene." Gifts for mourning. You are an underrated love language. You are the same person. Treat yourself like a teammate arriving for second shift. Build a 90-second ritual. You can launch anywhere. Phone timer. 3 deep breaths. A phrase you whisper. Just a notch. Over time, your body will associate the phrase with forward motion, the way muscles remember stairs. Use the environment as a co-conspirator. Put friction in front of distractions. Phone in another room, sights behind a blocker. and lay a runway for the first step. Document pinned to the dock. Shoes by the door with laces loose. Kettle filled. Good environments make good choices feel lazy. Recruit laziness onto your side. Expect sabotage disguised as sophistication. We should map the entire quarter first. Let's compare tools. What if we read 3 books about habits before we try one? Sophistication is often procrastination in a tuxedo. If planning helps, give it a tiny box. 5 minutes, 1 page, 3 bullets. And only after you've started. Planning follows motion. It does not replace it. Expect also the slump that visits between minute 6 and 9. The "I've begun. Why isn't this perfect yet?" moment. That's where people flee. Widen the lens instead. Name the scene. I am a human on a Tuesday, making a first pass. Touch the desk. Feel the chair. Say out loud, this is the right difficulty for right now. The slump is not a stop sign. It's a mile marker. Keep walking until it gets boring. Boredom, not brilliance, is the threshold of real work. When you cross it, you're no longer auditioning. You're participating. Track only starts for a week. At night, 1 line per domain. Work. Name the doc, and wrote 2 messy sentences. Body. Shoes on, and 7 minutes outside. Home. Sink cleared. Clothes staged. Relationships. Texted one. Thinking of you. You're not performing for anyone. You're proving continuity to yourself. Confidence trickles in without applause. Shame backs away like weather. If you miss a day, repair instead of repent. Professionals restring violins quickly. They don't deliver a sermon on failure. Say, I'm back, and be back. Shrink the step if you must. 1 sentence, 1 push-up, 1 dish, 1 text. Kept tiny beats abandoned grand every time. Learn your best first step for different kinds of work, the way chefs learn stations. For writing, it might be 3 bullets with verbs. For design, dump references into a single board for 5 minutes. For fitness, shoes on, out the door, 3 blocks. For hard conversations, draft 4 lines that face the future. For overwhelm, 20-minute reset. Surfaces, sink, staging, kettle. Encode these as macros in your brain. First steps should be so familiar they bypass debate. Guard the gate of starting with rituals that have edges. Same mug, same seat, same song you only play for minute 1. A physical token helps. A ring you turn, a coin you flip, a pen you uncap only when you're making beginnings. These are not superstitions. They are handles. The mind loves handles. The fewer decisions between you and the first motion, the more often the motion happens. Notice the identity shift sneaking up on you. At first, you're a person who sometimes gets lucky and starts. Then, you're a person who starts when conditions are right. Then, you're a person who starts on command, even small. Projects stop feeling like cliffs and start feeling like hills with paths. Hills don't require epiphanies. They require shoes and a direction. This is good news. Make peace with starting badly in front of people. Send the draft labeled V0. Ask for 5 minutes, not 50. Ship something average early, so excellence has time to catch up, rather than arrive at midnight and demand a miracle. Teams will learn that you create momentum. Momentum is the rarest commodity in rooms full of bright, stalled minds. You will become the kind of colleague whose calendar invites feel like oxygen. Honor closure, too. Stop 1 notch before empty, so you want to return. Leave a bracketed note. Next, image of platform clock At Undozo 7. Park your tools where tomorrow's hand will naturally land. Turn off one light. Say, "Good work," aloud. The nervous system believes the voice it hears most. Make it yours, and make it kind. Kind self-talk is not indulgence. It's maintenance. In bad weather, anxious mornings, grief afternoons. Have everything and start anyway. If 90 seconds is too long, make it 30. If even that fails, switch to presence tasks that still count. Make the bed with exaggerated care. Wash a single spoon. Open a window. The point is to remain an agent in your own life, not a spectator. Agency is a muscle. Small reps prevent atrophy. Keep a starts ledger where you log nothing but first moves. Every 10 entries, draw a line and write a sentence of pattern recognition. Mornings win. Standing desk helps. Texting a friend starting now cuts drama by half. These meta notes are compound interest. They turn practice into strategy without you having to become a guru about it. And when the old fantasy texts again, new you is 5 minutes away. Let it ring out. You're busy. You are in the only version of yourself that exists, in the only minute guaranteed, moving the smallest piece you can see. That is not laziness. That is leadership. Of one life, yours. Excellence, which loves a moving target, will notice the blur you make and start jogging to catch up. It always does, eventually, but only for people who show up first. Start now. Start small. Then, when the minute is over, take another. Story 2. Borrow my confidence. Some mornings, your hands know too much about shaking. Your name feels like a word you borrowed and forgot to return. The mirror does not argue. It only reflects a face that looks like it owes the day an explanation. On those mornings, don't fight the glass. Phone a friend who lives behind it. Me. Read this out loud in my voice if yours is hiding. 2 things are true. I am scared, and I can do the first, smallest step. I will choose one 10-minute win and do it with average courage. Confidence is a communal resource. When yours is low, check it out of our shared library. Text a human who loves you in practice, not theory. Not the critic you've been trying to convert. Not the cheerleader who forgets to show up. Someone with receipts. Write exactly this. Can I borrow your belief for 1 hour? I'm going to name tiny task. Please reply with one sentence I can stand on. Their answer will be ordinary and perfect. You've finished harder starts than this. Or you keep promises to people. Today, you are a people. Or you don't have to feel ready to be ready enough. Copy their sentence onto a sticky note and tape it where your eyes land. Borrowed belief doesn't make you an imposter. It makes you a herd animal using the group's eyes when your own are tired. This is not weakness. It is how gazelles survive. Before you move, put truth on paper, so drama has competition. Set a 5-minute timer and draw 3 columns. Column 1, what I fear will happen. Write the extravagant version. Ruin, ridicule, the door slamming forever. Column 2, what happens if I do nothing? Write the quiet catastrophe, stagnation, missed opportunity, the slow corrosion of self-trust. Column 3, what usually happens when I begin? Write the boring miracle. Awkward first steps, 1 useful line, panic reduced by 30%, a tomorrow that's easier. Circle column 3 and slide the page under your keyboard, like ballast. Feelings are weather. This is climate. Now set an hourglass you can see. 60 minutes, not forever. Name the exact tiny win you'll attempt. Specifics calm nervous systems. Draft the subject line and 3 bullets. Not make progress. Reformat the slide 1 to 3. Not Fix the deck. Walk around the block once, not be healthy. Whisper the sentence you borrowed. Watch your shoulders drop half a centimeter. That's enough. Begin small enough to succeed with shaky hands. If the first motion still feels like lifting a refrigerator, take out the drawers. If write is too big, free write garbage for 90 seconds is not. If call is too big, dial and let it ring once to teach your hand the motion is not. If run is too big, shoes on, door open is not. You are not gaming the system. You are showing the system that you live here and pay rent. While you work, treat the borrowed sentence like a handrail. Steady, undramatic, there. Every few minutes, glance at it and say, still true. When your mind offers upgrades designed to stall, new tools, new workflows, research detours, return to the first, smallest win. You are building a record of micro-trust, the most valuable currency in the city of doubt. At the 30-minute mark, the chorus will arrive. Who do you think you are? You'll imagine a jury you cannot see. Let me tell you their secret. The jury is busy with their own shaky hands. Lower your gaze to the thing in front of you. Say out loud, I am a person doing one small true thing. Then do the next motion. Confidence is not the absence of self-consciousness. It's a habit of attention. Point your attention at the task until your fear gets bored. When the hour ends, take a picture of what exists, because you stayed. The named file, the outline with 3 living bullets, the slide that no longer offends, the shoes still on your feet, getting you to the corner and back. Send the picture to the person who lent you belief with this caption. Returned with interest. Task done. Panic down to a manageable hum. Then pay yourself too. Open a document titled Confidence Ledger and paste 2 things. The borrowed sentence and 1 line of evidence from today. Do this daily. In a week, you will own a small bank. In a month, you will hold a portfolio. In a year, you will not remember how you lived without these receipts. Keep another drawer in that ledger called verbatim praise. Not flattery, but measured appreciation. Your brief saved us 2 hours. You made that meeting humane. You handled the bug report with clarity and patience. These sentences are beams you can stand on when the floor creaks. On storm days, read the ledger aloud until your breathing changes. Do not look for goosebumps. Look for steadiness, the way a bridge hums when it is carrying its designed load. That hum is confidence. Quiet and load-bearing. Practice lending too. When your own tank is more than half, text someone. If you need it, borrow my belief for the hour. You don't have to return it polished. Send people the sentence that would have saved you last winter. Tell them they are allowed to be new at this and begin anyway. Confidence multiplies like candlelight. 1 wick lights another without losing flame. If you become a person who keeps extra matches, your rooms will not be brighter because of luck. Design your environment to make borrowing easy. Tape 2 or 3 evergreen sentences at work height. You don't need to feel ready to be ready enough. Average courage for 10 minutes. Drafts count as done for today. Save a voice memo from someone who knows your best work. On emergency mornings, press play until your face remembers how to be a face. If a critic in your life confuses honesty with cruelty, keep them out of this ritual. Borrow only from people who practice accurate kindness. Accurate kindness names what is working and what can be improved without collapsing your worth into your output. Borrowed belief must be high in protein, low in sugar. You are here to work, not to be anesthetized. On days when even borrowing feels too far, switch to proximity strategies. Sit in a room where other humans are making things. A library, a cafe, a co-working space. Confidence is partly contagious. We catch it from the sound of keys, the scrape of chairs, the gentle industry of strangers. If leaving the house is too much, play a lo-fi focus track and put a cup of pens where you can see their competence. Yes, pens have competence. They do their job without speeches. Let them teach you. Expect relapses. Expect mornings when the borrowed sentence slides off you like rain off oiled canvas. On those mornings, aim even lower. Choose a proof of life task. Reply with "Received," will revert by EOD. Clear the sink, rename the file, walk to the mailbox and back. The point is not progress, it's agency. Agency keeps the lights on until momentum returns. Keep a ritual for returning belief with interest. At day's end, write 2 thank yous. One to the person who lent you their sentence, and one to yourself. The self-thanks can be 3 words. You stayed. You began. You returned. The nervous system believes the voice it hears most. Make yours kind and factual. Kindness is not indulgence. It is maintenance. Every quarter, audit your ledger. Look for patterns. Notice the time of day. Your courage is cheapest. Schedule beginnings there. Notice environments that tax you. Change one thing. Chair, light, soundtrack. Notice whose sentences travel farthest. Keep them close. Write a short, confidence operating manual for future you. When shaky, borrow X from Y. Start with Z. Avoid W. Tape it inside a notebook like a fire escape map. One last thing. You will be tempted to treat borrowed confidence as training wheels you should hurry to discard. Don't. Keep them as long as they help you ride farther than your fear. Even professionals use spotters. Even climbers clip in. Confidence is not a personality trait. It is a system of supports arranged so that courage becomes the easiest next move. Build the system. Use it shamelessly. Lend it generously. And when the mirror tries again, who are you to do this? Answer plainly. I am the one who asks for a sentence, takes the first, smallest step, and returns the belief with interest. Then do it. 10 minutes. Average courage. Begin. And let my voice be yours until yours comes back. It will. It always does. Story 3. Do it bad on purpose. Perfection hands you dress shoes and asks you to sprint. They look impressive and ruin your ankles. Take them off. Put on the ugly sneakers, the ones with paint on them and a flap of loose foam at the heel, the shoes that forgive. Today's assignment is version 0, intentionally inelegant, proudly incomplete. Rename the file V0's Ugly Alive so your inner critic understands the terms of engagement. You are not auditioning for brilliance. You are establishing existence. Begin, like you're scribbling in the margins during a meeting. Bullets that crumble. Half sentences that lean on each other. Redundant words that keep you moving. Plant placeholders, as if you're taping outlines on a stage. Insert row H tickets image. Fact-check the year. Stronger verb here. Story about the mug with the chip. Placeholders are not failure. They're promissory notes. Your only job right now is to stand the skeleton upright, so tomorrow has a body to dress. Embarrassment will arrive fast. Good. Embarrassment is the body's way of saying, We're out of theory and into contact. When the voice says, "Standards," we have standards. Remind it that standards and sequence are different species. You wouldn't grade a seed on its shade. You wouldn't invite a caterpillar to a butterfly parade. The time for standards is later. Tonight belongs to motion. Set a 30-minute timer and chase quantity like oxygen. 2 pages of rubble. 5 scratch takes recorded into your phone with background hum and a neighbor's lawnmower. A storyboard that looks like weather. Anytime your finger reaches for backspace, type 3 more words instead. Backspace is a break. Today you're training your foot to find the gas. When the bell rings, stand up and read the mess aloud. You'll hear 3 or 4 sentences trying to be born, oddly sturdy amid the wreckage. Highlight them. Those are tomorrow's anchor bolts. Close the document without fixing anything sexy. People who finish ugly now finish beautiful later. People who chase beautiful first chase their tails in increasingly ornate circles. Leave yourself a kind foreman's note at the top. Morning. Tighten para 2. Cut the throat clearing in para 1. Keep forgiveness taste like the light inside a fridge. Weird, but it works. Then go do something with your hands that has no scoreboard. Wash a pan until it squeaks. Fold a warm towel like it might be watched. Carry the trash out like it's a small ceremony. Let craftsmanship migrate out of your head and into your fingers. Your head will follow tomorrow. Collect V0s like athletes, collect reps. 10 ugly firsts, and you'll earn a private reputation with yourself. I can birth a draft on demand. That reputation changes rooms. Clients exhale. They know something will exist. Teammates relax. Momentum becomes a shared asset. Your calendar stops pretending that emergency is the only muse. Excellence is a fast follower. It loves a moving target. Perfection is a sniper. It only fires when you freeze. Don't freeze. Expect the critic to escalate. It will suggest helpful detours, new tools, new templates, new gurus. Thank it, and give it a chore that doesn't slow you down. Collect 5 reference images while I type. If the critic sulks, let it. The draft has a job. The critic has a seat in the lobby until call time. Build a ritual that signals, bad is allowed now. Same mug, same hoodie, same opening sentence you deliberately throw away later. These are handles your nervous system can grab when quality panic starts shouting. When the ritual begins, the rule is simple. Prefer alive to impressive. Alive work is heat. Impressive work is lacquer. Lacquer comes later, when the heat would otherwise escape. One more trick. Appoint a witness who loves early mess. Send them V0 with a subject that says, "Applaud, motion only." Their job is to write back 3 sentences that start with verbs. You moved. You named it. You shipped the first 10%. Praise that worships action, not potential, trains your brain to crave the right sugar. Tomorrow, open the file you didn't polish and feel the mercy built into continuity. Version 0 is not proof that you lack standards. It is proof that your standards have a calendar. Put your ugly shoes by the door. You'll need them again. Beauty can walk in high heels. Beginnings cannot. Keep running. Story. 4. Proof file, not feelings. Your feelings are persuasive attorneys. They carry glossy binders, cherry-picked exhibits, and a closing statement that makes juries weep. On certain nights, they will convince you that you built nothing, learned nothing, belonged nowhere. Adjourn the court. Call the archivist. Open the folder named Proof File. Future me. And let the clerk of facts speak. Start feeding it today if you haven't. Small receipts that drama can't bully. The 2-sentence email that cooled a hot thread. A graph that kinked upward after one tiny change. A photo of your running shoes by the door at 6:59 a.m. A screenshot of a calendar block that protected your maker morning. 3 lines from last year that you can now outright before coffee. The text that reads, "Thanks for staying on the call after everyone left." Label each artifact with a verb. Asked, built, repaired, learned, rested. Verbs rewire attention toward behavior and away from mood. Make it a 5-minute Friday ritual. Drag in 3 artifacts, tag with verbs, close the lid. Keep a second drawer called specific praise, not flattery, measurement. Your brief saved us 2 hours. You handled the bug report with clarity and patience. These sentences are load-bearing beams. You can stand on them when the floor creaks. On storm nights, read the file aloud until your breath changes tempo. You're not looking for goosebumps. You're listening for the hum of a bridge carrying its designed load. That hum is steadiness. If the file feels thin, treat that as information, not indictment. Perhaps you've been doing excellent invisible work. Make it legible. Write a weekly ship note to yourself or your manager. Shipped X. Unblocked Y. Learned Z. Visibility is not vanity. It's oxygen for future you. Start a paper version too. An index card per month with 1 line. June. Asked for a smaller room and delivered a stronger talk. Tie 12 cards with string at year's end. The bundle will weigh more than paper because it will be a spine. Pair the file with a bright spots log for days that end smeared with fatigue. 3 lines. What worked, why it worked, how to see it again. Walked before email, attention less brittle. Block it on calendar. Your brain is Velcro for problems and Teflon for good. This is how you flip the coatings. Over time, patterns will surface like islands at low tide. People who amplify you, environments that drain you, hours where courage is cheaper. Engineer your next month around what the file reveals, not what fear predicts. Teach your body to trust facts in the moment too. When a wave of "I'm behind" rises midweek, ask it for the scoreboard. Behind where? Show me the numbers. Most anxiety can't produce them on demand. Open the proof file and count. 5 starts, 2 ships, a repair I was afraid to attempt. Facts don't cancel feelings, but they force a plea deal. The sentence gets lighter. You get your evening back, 1 covenant. Populate the file, especially on weeks that feel mediocre. Excellence has a PR team. Steadiness does not. But it is steadiness that builds anything worth keeping. Friendships, portfolios, stamina, trust. Your proof file is not a trophy case. It is a museum of small reliabilities. When you walk its halls, you meet a version of yourself that shows up without fanfare. Shake their hand. Thank them. Let them drive tomorrow. When the next storm hits, an email that misreads you, a draft that won't cohere, a night where sleep forgets your address. Go where the light is on. Open the file. Read 3 receipts. Write 1 sentence that begins, "Even now." Even now, I can write 1 ugly paragraph. Even now, I can be kind to the barista. Even now, I can take a 10-minute walk without headphones. Then do the sentence. Add that receipt to the file. You are building the climate in which your weather must learn to behave. Keep going. The archivist is proud. Story 5. Ask for a smaller room. You don't need a smaller dream. You need a room scaled to your current courage. The stadium version of your plan is a roomer with lighting cues. too bright, too echoing, designed to turn a heartbeat into a public address. Shrink it. Imagine a rehearsal studio with a soft rug, 3 folding chairs, and a lamp that makes faces look like themselves. That's where you begin. Write the talk for 3 people, not 300. Offer the workshop to 1 team, not the whole org. Ship the newsletter to 20 subscribers who already know your middle name. Ask the conference, could we do a fireside format for the first run? 30 people, Q&A heavy. Ask your manager, can I pilot this in 1 pod for 2 weeks before we roll out? Bridges are tested at half load before they carry a city. This isn't cowardice, it's engineering. In a smaller room, feedback loses its costume. You can hear what landed and what missed without the adrenaline tax of 1,000 eyes. You can stop and ask, where did this sentence go sideways? You can learn which metaphor unlocks nods, which example becomes a latch. Those sentences and latches become ribs for the grown-up version later. The work develops a spine. Before it develops a billboard, there is dignity in designing constraints that let you finish. The big venue seduces perfectionism. The small room seduces completion. Completion is oxygen. Once you've breathed, expand the walls without swapping the soul. Keep the lamplit tone when the audience triples. Keep the Q&A spine when the stage widens. Keep the chair that invites conversation instead of performance. Scale dimension, not DNA. Expect pushback from the part of you that equates reach with worth. It will say, if it's not big, it's not real. Teach it a better axiom. If it's not finished, it's not real. And the shortest path to finished is a room that fits. Expect also a friend who mistakes small for scared. Smile and say, I'm protecting the work and training the nerves. Professionals know that the first job is to keep the instrument playable. Your nervous system is the instrument. Treat it like Stradivarius, not rental gear. Write the email that asks for smaller today. Put a date on a practice session with 3 humans and a lamp. Afterward, write 2 columns. What landed, what didn't. Keep the sentences that made heads tilt forward. Retire the ones that iced the room. Send a thank you note to the space itself if you're sentimental. Spaces remember who treated them like collaborators. When it's time to return to the stadium, bring the studio with you. Tape a paper lamp to the podium if you have to. Picture the 3 chairs. Speak to them. The larger room will feel suddenly human-sized because you smuggled your scale inside. That's how you carry big dreams without letting them carry you away. Story 6, 5. Honest minutes. Decisions rot when they sit in your head too long. Pull them into air. Put 5 minutes on a timer, a visible one that ticks like a promise, and tell the truth on paper where drama has fewer places to hide. Write what is real in sentences that begin with I know, I fear, I want, I will. Do not posture for imaginary audiences or rehearse the defense you'd give in a courtroom that doesn't exist. This is not a manifesto. It's a clean window. Start with I know. Facts that do not need permission. I know I'm exhausted by 8 p.m. I know I'm sharper before noon. I know that person's humor makes me brace. I know I feel more like myself after a 20-minute reset. If you get stuck, write the smallest physical truth in the room. The mug is warm. The plant needs water. Until your brain remembers how to be specific. Move to I fear. Give the dragons names so they can be sized. I fear looking flaky. I fear choosing small and staying small forever. I fear losing the door if I close it now. Let them snarl, then ask each fear for evidence and exit routes. Most will shrink under questioning. The rest will reveal the price you're actually willing to pay. Then I want, not the performative want, the cellular one. I want to be proud of my day at 8 p.m. I want to build something steady, even if it's not shiny. I want rooms that don't require armor. Let yourself write an impolite want if it arrives. Polite wants decorate. Impolite wants direct. Finally, I will. One action that fits inside an hour, not the whole plan. The next stone in the path. I will ask for a smaller room. I will write the 4-line text. I will set the timer and clear the sink and lay out clothes. I will decline the thing that flatters me but steals my week. Circle it. That circle is a hinge. The door moves there. When the bell rings, stop. Do the circled action if you can. If you can't, schedule it like a dentist appointment and send a calendar invite to yourself with a line in the description that begins, because. Adults obey reasons they've heard themselves say out loud. If this 5-minute practice only yields one honest sentence a day, you will still renovate your life. Honesty is the only solvent strong enough to dissolve stuck. Keep the pages. When doubt returns with a fake mustache, read the entries and notice the shape of your truth across days. Patterns emerge. You want fewer meetings and deeper work. You want rooms that warm you, not rooms that audition you. You want to be a person whose I will is believable to you. That last want is the whole point. 5 honest minutes a day is how you become them. Story 7. The compliment bank. Praise evaporates fast when your brain runs hot. It hits, glows, and then anxiety opens a window. Start bottling the weather. Make a folder called Compliment Bank. Screenshots, photos of handwritten notes, copied lines from chats, tiny voice memos. Keep only praise with protein. Specific, measurable, grounded. Your brief saved us 2 hours. You asked the question that turned the meeting. You were gentle when I was brittle. These are not sugar highs. They're calories you can burn on bad days. Each deposit needs a date, a source, and a verb. Date anchors memory. Source reminds you who was in the room. Verb teaches your brain what behavior created the result. Asked, clarified, designed, repaired, hosted, finished. Over time, you'll notice clusters. Your magic isn't random, it repeats. Maybe it's translating fog into steps. Maybe it's turning tense rooms humane. Maybe it's starting motion when everyone else is polishing potential. Name the cluster. That's craft. Withdraw on purpose. Doubt is loud at 11:47 p.m. Make your withdrawals earlier. Set an alarm 3 afternoons a week. 3 minutes of reading your bank until your breathing rounds out. Read aloud. Your nervous system recognizes voice. Don't look for fireworks. Listen for the low hum of a bridge carrying weight. That hum is steadiness. Practice giving deposits to others with the same precision you crave. Specific plus verb. Your agenda kept us honest. Your version 0 let excellence catch up. You noticed the quiet person and made space. Praise that worships behaviors, not personalities, can be repeated on command. You're not flattering. You're instrument spotting, identifying which strings sing when they're played well. People remember this kind of seeing. Teams reorganize around it on days when the bank feels empty. Borrow. Text a friend. I'm low. Can you remind me one thing I do well? Save what they say. If it's vague, ask when, where, what changed because of it. Make the compliment cashable. And when you have surplus belief, lend. Send a sentence someone could stand on during a shaky hour. Confidence multiplies like candlelight. praise does too, if it's specific enough to light a wick. Finally, tithe to yourself nightly. One line of praise you'd give a colleague if they had your day. You stopped at 8. You told the truth kindly. You staged tomorrow. Self-respect isn't a mood. It's an audit. Do the math and put the surplus where you can reach it when the lights flicker. Story 8. Stand near the light. You become a little more like whatever you stand next to. Pick your proximity on purpose. There are people whose presence makes rooms brighter without dimming anyone else. They notice effort and name it. They have standards and soft edges. They ask true questions, then let silence answer. That is light. Stand near it. Audit your week by aftertaste. Who leaves you clearer, even when they disagree? Who leaves you smaller, even when they praise you? Aftertaste is hard to fake. Keep a short list of light sources and schedule collisions. Coffee on Tuesdays, co-working on Thursdays. A walk that wanders into better thinking. You don't need VIPs. You need witnesses who treat your becoming like a shared project. Practice light yourself, not performative positivity. A reliable glow. Show up 5 minutes early and set the room's first tone. Add a chair. Label the water. Ask, what would make this easier? Put your phone down when a human is speaking. When credit is available, pass it. When blame is floating, absorb some. Light is not loud. It's useful. There will be bright people who are not light. They glitter. They magnetize. And they burn. Their jokes make you brace. Their attention is a slot machine. You keep pulling the lever hoping for 3 cherries of approval. Step back. Glitter is fine at a distance. Up close, it scratches. You don't have to villainize anyone to curate proximity. Say yes for an hour, not a season. Collaborate on the part that works, not the whole story. Stand near windows, not spotlights. If you're stuck in a dim team, become a lamp. Start with small rituals that ask nothing and give something. Agenda sent early. Meeting ends on time. One quiet round where juniors go first. Name the good precisely and publicly. When you must deliver hard news, wrap it in clarity, not theater. Lamps don't lecture. They illuminate. And if you can't move the room, move your day. Put 15 minutes of light at the front. Read a page that teaches you how to be. Text someone who steadies you. Step outside to let the sky reset your scale. The ratio matters. 1 bright quarter hour can tint the next 3. Proximity is an investment. Compound interest is real. Tomorrow, write 3 names under light and 1 under glitter. Book time with the first 3. Put the 4th at a distance your nervous system can afford. Not because you're fragile, because you are building something that runs on steady wattage. Stand where you can see. Story 9. Take 1. Brave photo. Beginnings are notoriously bad historians. They forget how shaky they were. They deny ever being awkward. Take a picture of the start while it's still homely. Not for the feed, for the file. The first draft page is crossed out like crime scenes. The sneakers on day 1 when you could barely loop the block. The tiny Zoom with 3 names when you dreamed of 300. The kitchen table studio with a lamp clipped to a broom. Document the truth, not the trailer. Set a rule. 1 photo per new endeavor. Taken in the first 72 hours. No cleaning the counter. No widening the lens to make it look grand. Frame what's here. Put your hand in the shot sometimes so future you remembers the scale. Then caption it with a date and a sentence that begins, "Today, this felt unready, dumb, tender, possible. The adjective doesn't need to be noble. It needs to be honest. Store these in a folder named Beginnings Are Brave, and review when you hit the swamp, the phase where progress hides and everything looks worse before it looks better. Compare day 1 to day 23. Show your brain the delta it refuses to feel. Anxiety is loud. Evidence is patient. Patient wins, if you let it speak. Share selectively. With one friend who respects fledgling things, send the photo and ask for a sentence to keep. The courage is the composition. It's small, the way seeds are small. If you must post, post later. When the story has ribs, then include the ugly picture as an act of public service. Someone behind you needs to see that you didn't teleport to competence. You walked. Use the ritual to inoculate against perfection paralysis. The camera doesn't ask for excellence. It asks for presence. You'll start more often if you know you're allowed to start visibly unpolished. And when the project is finally beautiful, keep the brave photo nearby. It will humble your pride and feed your gratitude. You'll remember that beauty wasn't the point. Becoming was. Tonight, take one picture of whatever you're avoiding because it's not ready. The notebook with one line. The shoes by the door you didn't open. The kitchen island with gear taped together like a sci-fi prop. Whisper, "This counts." Click. You just gave future you a gift. Proof that you were brave exactly when brave looked least impressive. Story 10. Close the day. Kindly mornings. Get all the productivity sermons, but nights decide what tomorrow costs. Close today, like you're closing a little shop you love. Sweep the floor, literal or metaphorical. Stack, likes with like. Put the register to 0. Turn the open sign around and whisper, "Good work. We'll try again." Begin with 3 evidences, not vibes. 1 sentence each. Sent the 4-line text. Tension dropped. Walked 9 minutes. Sleptier instead of scrollier. Staged clothes. Morning me will not negotiate. Write 1 credit for each. Because I pre-wrote the script. Because I left shoes by the door. Because I set a timer for 20. You are training cause and effect. Brains that see it clearly suffer less. Name 1 mercy you received. The way the barista remembered. The cloud that shaded your walk. The friend who laughed you lighter. Gratitude isn't manners. It's metabolizing luck, so it doesn't slide off the day. Then name 1 repair you owe tomorrow. Apology. Boundary. A task you dropped. Schedule it like a dentist appointment. Sleep is better when tomorrow knows what it's for. Perform a 2-minute reset for your space. Sync to clear. Surfaces to neutral. Bag packed for the next scene you'll enter. Do not optimize. Stage. Staging is kindness in advance. Put your phone to bed in another room, like a toddler who can't be trusted with scissors. Leave a glass of water where morning, you will find it, and feel seen. Say a sentence out loud that signals enough. Today was sufficient. I did what I could with what I had. I am unfinished and allowed to rest. The nervous system believes the voice it hears most. Let it be yours, and let it be gentle. Gentleness isn't indulgence. It's maintenance for engines you need tomorrow. If your mind revs the worry engine, give it a small notebook called parking lot. Dump the loops. When a loop insists, answer with a single counterfact from your proof file. I always drop things. Meets. Today, I sent the text. You're not arguing. You're balancing the ledger. Finally, leave a breadcrumb. One line that tells morning you where to put the first foot. Start with the slide titles. Email Sam about the smaller room. Shoes on, 3 blocks. Close the notebook. Turn off one light yourself. Let the last light be the lamp across the room so you have to get up and arrive at rest. Close the day kindly, and you won't wake feeling already behind. You'll wake in a shop that opens easily, with a bell that rings soft as a welcome. And you'll recognize the person behind the counter. Someone who can be trusted with your hours. That trust is the whole point. Turn the sign. Go home. The room will remember you tried, and tomorrow it will be ready for you to try again.